You're not clicking Google links anymore, are you? Google built an empire as the librarian of the internet. And every time we clicked, they cashed out. But that's all changing because AI is answering us right away, and people have actually stopped scrolling down through the links.
For decades, this is how it was. We had something we wanted to search for, it went into Google, and then Google would blast us out into the rest of the internet with links. What's happening today, though, is you have a search, it goes into Google, but in fact, AI answers you right then and there, and you don't have to travel out to the rest of the internet. And that phenomenon is called Google Zero.
To see why this is a billion-dollar problem and fundamentally changes how we search for things, we have to go back to the beginning of the myth of search.
At the turn of the new millennium, the internet was booming. New sites, new tools, new ways to connect were appearing every single week. I remember being in 5th grade in the year 2000, hearing kids talk about Google for the first time. The teachers were actually debating what search engine was best: Yahoo, Alta Vista, Ask Jeeves. Yeah, shout out to Ask Jeeves. He's ready for a comeback, I think. The internet was messy and chaotic at that time, though. We had this newly minted collective home of all human information, but no one could really find what they were looking for. Google rose to prominence because that vast library needed a librarian. It needed someone to guide us through the aisles of our own knowledge. A blank white page, a single search box, and behind it, a system that actually brought us where we needed to go. As the years flew by, the money rolled in, and companies were paying billions upon billions of dollars to be the very first thing you and I would see whenever we searched. And you know the deal. You have a search, it goes into Google, and then they'll hit you with that sponsored ad first, ahead of the organic result. And companies paid billions of dollars to have that spot. And when you click the sponsored result, boom, Google cashed in. And revenue was exploding upward from 86 million in 2001 all the way to a soul-crushing 350 billion in 2024. In the words of Snoop D-O-double-G, it was, in fact, nothing but a G thing.
The empire was crushing it. They reigned supreme until the library itself spoke.
To say the rise of artificial intelligence has been fast does it a disservice. Breakneck speed might be more fitting. In the coming years, we are going to witness rapid changes to how society and technology function, and for the first time in history, share our world with another entity that surpasses us in its collective knowledge. This video is just one facet of this change, how a decades-old system changed in what feels like the blink of an eye. Until recently, we all used Google search as a launchpad into the rest of our human-curated, human-driven web. But now, the launchpad is rapidly becoming the endpoint. When I spoke to people about this topic, the anecdotes that I heard were striking. You know what? You're right, Mike. I barely even noticed how much I expect and depend on AI answers. And just like that, crickets are emerging over the soon-to-be-forgotten old internet. The early 2000s I described to you in Act 1 were like the Wild West. Like a manual transmission in a car, you had to do everything, and it was entirely human. Now we actually expect the opposite, for the answers to just be given. It will seem archaic to manually have to waste time reading through data or searching for answers. Really think of it this way. I've been addressing AI overview on Google, right? But this was really an attempt by them to stop the rapid shift away from traditional search altogether. With the rise of ChatGPT, the new kid on the block, the new household name, just like Google was all those years ago. Of course, it seems silly now that AI wouldn't answer us for a mundane problem like how to cook hard-boiled eggs, or what is the easiest way to reset my Wi-Fi network. But even those simple things would lead you to another leg of the human-controlled web. ChatGPT has absorbed so much of what we once would have needed people for. Repairing anything, finance, history, writing, therapy. Companionship is now on the rise with AI. I could go on endlessly. ChatGPT rose so fast in the daily consciousness of people that Google was forced to essentially sabotage its own golden goose business model. What are the ramifications of this? Is it just a search for hard-boiled eggs? Or in the age of the Great Ungoogling, is it in fact humanity relinquishing the keys to our entire knowledge to a machine? You decide.